Hello guys, the DB Grinder here, back at it again with another video, and this time I am here with...
Ahoy! I'm the captain.
and would you play and would you place?
So, this weekend in the Remote Duel YCS, I decided to play my favorite deck of all time, Plunder Patrol, and I was able to get into top 32 of the YCS undefeated in Swiss.
Alright, and you want to do any shoutouts before we hop in?
Oh, of course. Shoutouts, of course, include the Plunder Patrol Discord, known as the Shipyard. If you ever want to learn how to play the deck, or contact me in terms of any help or any questions you might have, hop on there. It'll be down in the description below. I also have to get shoutouts to my testing partners, Mike Albanese, the GOAT, Ryan O'Keefe, and Jeremy Ortiz, and as well as Herman Hansen for helping me create this deck, and as well as getting the hand trap ratios correct as well with the rest of the main deck. And also a shout out to my friends and family. You know, without them, yeah, a good captain is nothing without his crew. So thank you all.
Alright, let's hop right into the deck profile.
All right, of course. And starting off, we're going to start with monsters. So we're going to start with hand trap lineups. We had 3 Ash Blossom, 3 Nibiru. This is a 40 card list, by the way. 2 Ghost Ogre, and 2 Bell. Totaling of 10 hand traps in terms of monsters.
So is there a reason why you like the like 2 Ogre, 2 Bell instead of like 3 Ogre, 1 Bell?
So Bell has come up a lot more with a lot more different decks. Like for example, the Adventurer package gets hit by Bell just as easily due to the Temple Girl herself.
Mm-hmm.
And Ogre sure is a great card to drop on opponents, but it's better to have as pairings. Like opening like Bell and Ogre prevents like DPE from coming back, or prevents certain aspects like of Phantom Knights or other decks from coming back. Like this hits Prank Kids for Bow Wow, this hits DPE for any other deck, hits Eldritch for Sanguine. So this has come up a lot more. With that in mind, Ogre and Ghost Ogre to 3, Nib and Ash Blossom to 3. Another reason why we wanted to play this amount of hand traps is because Plunder Patrols during the opponent's turn can draw into them and use them on their turn. And this has come up quite often.
Mm-hmm.
With that in mind, we also have the Adventurer package, of course. 3 of the Water Enchantress of the Temple, of course, Best Searcher. 1 Griffin Rider. And then from there, well, of course, small adventure package. With this package in particular, Plunder Patrol, I feel, takes more advantage of it because a majority of the cards involve discarding effects. And so you can send Aquamantris or the Draco back later in the deck into the graveyard and gain more value over time. Also, there are a lot of fun interactions involving certain spells as well. With that in mind, we're going to get into the main archetype. So we have 3 Whitebeard, Plunder Patrol Helm. 3 Golden Hair, the newest Plunder Patrol. 3 Black Eyes, the Plunder Patrol Sea Guide. 3 Bluebeard, the Plunder Patrol Shipwright. And 2 Redbeard, the Plunder Patrol Matey. So, oh, my glare is a little bad here. Give me a moment. So, the thing about this archetype that makes it grand is that it's able to play during either player's turn, and it can circumvent and make the Scythe lock somewhat useless. So, Whitebeard, Redbeard, and in the extra deck, Blackbeard, all have the effect to where they can summon a Plunder Patrol from the extra deck. These 2 in particular, White and Red, summon during the opponent's turn, and Blackbeard summons during either player's turn, generating advantage as well by drawing a card. The other 3 cast members, Blue, Gold, and Black Eyes, all have their own different roles. Golden Hair is an extender and is able to summon herself from the graveyard by pitching any card. Locks you into Plunder, but it's not a bad lock in any way. She's also a free extender from hand by sending any Plunder cards from the monster zone to grave. Bluebeard is a free extender. If you have any other Plunder monsters on field, you activate his effect like you would the Temple Girl, and just summon him for free. Also, if he hits graveyard from monster zone or hand, he pitches a card, discard 1 to draw 1. So you're able to draw into your hand traps or other combo starters. And then you have Black Eyes. Technically he's the newest Plunder Patrol. He came out, and I think around after Eternity Code. I forgot which set in particular. But when he came out, his basically what he does is that you activate him in hand, target a plunder monster in your grave. You summon him for free, so he gives you a free body, and he adds the target to hand. So you're able to replenish your hand and provide more ammo for your ships, as per se, or getting yourself more advantage over time. So with this cast, any questions by any chance?
Uh, no, I'm gonna trust you on those ratios. You definitely know this deck better than me.
I had a couple of people ask me why I only play 2 red. Simple answer is drawing him is not the best as compared to drawing white or golden hair. He's more of an extender or more as an equip. Like when he hits graveyard, he gets to target a plunder on field and equip on or hop on the ship. And while it provides certain combos and certain advantages, you'd rather other cards to have in your hand. With that in mind, that was the main deck monster ratio. Let's go into the spells. And again, 40 card list. We have a lot of monsters in the deck, but due to the fact that they're able to constantly replace themselves, you get more advantage over time. The longer this deck plays, the more it snowballs and the more victories assured from my end of the field. Oh, that's side deck, my bad. With that in mind, we have spells, 1 Faithful Adventure, 1 Dracoback, and of course the 3 for the Brave package, Rite of Erebhisir. Fun interaction with this card in particular, Faithful Adventure. All Plunder Patrol monsters, when they like summon from the extra deck, they usually have an equip on them. And when they do, they also gain the battle protection that this card provides. So all of your your main monsters that come out have battle protection, such as like an Ecclesia. It's really nice. With that in mind, we also have 3 of the best field spell in the game, Plunder Patrol Shipyard. This card is crazy because it adds you any other plunder card by discarding any card, so you can pitch Temple in order to get a ton of resource gain. It's able to bounce itself from the graveyard by targeting a plunder card in the spell and trap zone, so you're able to refill your hand and reset it from grave and activate it in the same turn. And then it's got the nice attack bonus. For every plunder card you have in the spell and trap zone, all plunders gain 500 for each. So like you can get a max total of like 2,500 boost for each monster you have right on field, if you have a full back row equip. And of course, with that, we also have our 3 other 3 1-ups. Called by the Grave for hand traps, it can be very annoying. Foolish Burial to get a lot of different combo plays started, either with Black Eyes if he's in hand, and you can get a plunder back from your graveyard, or getting the Temple Girl herself with the Brave Engine started, or Golden Hair. And then you have Terraforming to add the best field spell in the game. And then finally, 1 trap card, Plunder Patrol Booty. This thing is like Call the Haunted, but insane. It's able to change an attribute during either player's turn by targeting opponent's monster. You call an attribute, and then you either get to shuffle back or revive a Plunder Patrol from your graveyard. So it's able to get you more plays and get you what attributes you need for certain situations that arise.
So I'm guessing
like if you have to do... Oh, go ahead.
Alright, I'm guessing you just play 1 of that just because it's searchable.
It's searchable, and unfortunately, it doesn't have any grave effects, so you don't want to run more than 1. I would be running the other 2 spells as well, but as of right now, with more testing down the line, maybe they'll be applied back in. They're more bricky due to the current format that we're in. So that's my reasoning for that.
Alright, fair enough. Let's go to the side deck then.
Of course. Side deck, we have 1 Harpy's Feather Duster, because we don't like back row. A simpler board state is much better for Plunder Patrol, and that's a fact. 2 DD Crow. I didn't go for 3 with this, just because the Harpy's Feather Duster was already in, and it just replaces any hand trap that you might not want. Or you can replace your 1-ofs, like Called by the Grave, or Foolish Burial, because if you're going into a board state second, this comes out a lot stronger than like Bell would. Because this gets around and gets rid of Scythe, gets rid of DPE, gets rid of any annoyances that might come in your way. From there, we also have 3 Droplet. Again, if the opponent's able to start off and get off or if you know your opponent's starting with like a crazy board, an artifact block, this helps you play into it. You also have 3 Cosmic to get rid of more back row. 3 Solemn Judgment if you have to go first and you want to say no. And then 3 Evenly Matched, just to get rid of Eldritch boards and other things that might be in your way.
So is there a reason why you chose like Judgment over like any of the other going first cards?
Judgment, I feel, has probably got the most simplest like status to it, and it's able to stop a lot of different interactions you don't want your opponent having. Like able to, for example, able to stop like Fusion Destiny besides just having an Ash is strong, or it's able to like provide more backup to what your Plunder's already put out.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I've had a board where I've been able to end on like Dragite, Blackbeard, Griffin Rider, Judgment, and like a card in hand plus a hand trap. So like with all that, you're able to like with this backing it, it's impossible to break it. Or if you have to deal with Droplet in particular, it's the best way to stop it.
Yeah, yeah. And then is there a reason why you chose like evenly over like Lightning Storm?
Feel a lot. I feel and I've seen that people are running anti-spell, and also at the end of the day, Eldritch. It's more for Eldritch and like back row heavy decks, but Eldritch needs their back row. If you get rid of it or you stop them from having grave resources, they're not able to play. So telling them like, "Hey, your card's permanently gone and there's no way to get it back," is very strong.
All right. And let's go on to the extra deck then.
Of course, everyone's favorite aspect, and I can't blame them. With the extra deck, I guess we'll start with the non-plunder cards first, just so people can see them. So it's a lovely token. One, a Salamangreat Almirage, Golden Hair, Redbeard, Bluebeard, or even the Raven if you have to, although I wouldn't recommend it. You can always normal summon them and link away, and then gain certain advantages off of it, or getting plunders in your grave to provide more like outputs. Like one Golden Hair plus any other card equals a Blackbeard because of this card. With that, we also have one Geonator Transverser. This card came up a couple of times when I've had people summon DPE on me. So I've summoned it to an arrow that it's been like pointed to. Like I summoned it in a zone where it's able to point to. And now all of a sudden they can't get rid of anything, and the DPE is now my DPE, and I can play around it. From there, we also have one White Aura Whale. I love this card, and the amount of times it's won me matches is insane. Very strong against Sword Soul if they're not able to if you're able to bait out that Chi Shao negate, or it's even stronger if you have to say play it against an Appaloosa and the opponent underestimates what you've got going on for your board state, because you're able to chain block with certain other plunder monsters in grave and get more card advantage. With that, we also have one Dragite. So when people Ghost Ogre me, especially with the Brave Engine, it's the best moment ever. Because not only have they gotten rid of a reason for me to keep the token, but now I have more reason to make Dragite out of it. Because Whitebeard and Golden Hair are tuners, so you get more access to it. Also, you run Nib as well, so you're able to activate the effect, mill, and if you hit a Nib, for example, you're able to bounce cards and get rid of things. So it's a lot stronger than it seems right at first. And then, of course, we have Bahamut Shark and Totally Awesome, or the Dirty Toad, the one of. Toad in this deck is a lot better than in other decks because most of the time you're linking away with the Bahamut Shark anyway to make the main pilot of the deck. So Toad is able to get you resources from your graveyard that you wouldn't expect, like for a rifle, another bullet for your gun. Another way of saying it. It gets you ammo for your ships because you're able to add a card back, use it again, get more advantage, and so far and so forth. With that in mind, we also have the rest of the Plunder Patrol gang. Or the extra deck, per se. Starting with the most important one, Blackbeard, the Plunder Patrol captain. So this is the Dark Magician of the deck. This is the best card you want to see. This is the ace. So his effect is that during either player's turn, as a quick effect at any point, you target an effect monster you control. You summon a monster from your extra deck, depending on what your opponent has on field or grave, on their field or graveyard. Then you summon a monster from the extra deck, and the target becomes an equip. So you're able to use this to avoid certain effects that might target. For example, like if you have to play against Sky Striker and they Widow Anchor you, and they're going to try to stop your ship, you're able to chain his effect and make them avoid it and draw you a card. So it's very strong. Also, he's just the best one at all. He's just got a ton of charisma, a ton of damage. And for some reason, he's the only one with an even amount of attack points. Everyone else has got odd, in terms of like 1,000, 15, all multiples. With that, then we get into the ship lineup. We have 2 Plunder Patrol ship Moiric, 2 Plunder Patrol ship Liss, and 2 Plunder Patrol ship Bran. So the best way to explain these guys is very simple. This guy over here, Moirik, is a monster banisher, discarding any plunder card from your hand. They all need to discard in terms of Plunder Patrol. They're your ammo, or they're your cannonballs, another way of saying it. He's able to banish a monster at any point if he has something equipped to him that's a plunder card. And then he adds a spell or trap. Bran is a Cosmic Cyclone. When he, discards a plunder card, you're able to target a back row and banish it. If he has something equipped, he's a quick effect. And then Liss over here is a monster effect negator and destroyer. And then if he has something equipped to him, he adds any plunder card from deck to hand. He adds monsters, he adds spells and traps, and this guy over here adds any card you need. Each ship also has an additional effect of their own as well. That's more special to them in terms of differences. So, for example, when Bran's on the field, if he has Xyz materials under him, he's a Dingirsu for all Plunder Patrol cards, including the back row. So you're able to protect yourself from Lightning Storm with your field spell, another back row out there. Or if your opponent's playing Dark Ruler, or not Dark Ruler, Raigeki or Dark Hole or something like that, it's just massive board protection. Liss is a quick effect special summon. During either player's main phase, a Plunder Patrol card from your hand, or the spell and trap zone. So if you have to summon him out, and then your opponent's going to try to run over your board, if you can give yourself more protection by just summoning one that's equipped, it's able to provide more board resilience. Or if you have to summon another pilot, let's say from your hand that you added, and you have another plunder card as well to back it up, you're able to go into another ship and then prevent your opponent from getting further. And then Bran, simple effect for him, all other fiends on your side of the field gain 500 attack. So I've had two, and they also stack as well. So if you have two Brans, they each give each other a 500 boost, but then they give everyone else 1,000 attack point boost, and then it stacks and gets bigger and bigger. My ratios with the three, you need him the most on your field. With these three in particular, though, 2/2/2 is totally fine. You've got Ghost Ogre and Lancia for Liss. You've got Ash Blossom and other various fire monsters for Bran. And then because of a lot of players playing Anaconda or DPE, of course, Moirik becomes very strong and very easily accessible. So this deck does very well now in this format, and it can still do better due to other cards that you can add in as well. So with that in mind, do you have any questions?
Is there a reason why you play 2, 2, and 2?
Reasoning is simple enough. Extra deck space. I believe Plunder Patrol likes variety and options. So if you're able to if you come across certain board states to where you have to create a stronger state of mind, like if you're going first and you open, say, gold and blue, then all of a sudden you've got more plays to it. Like Toad is strong on his own, Whale is strong, so having the 6 right here in these ships is a perfect ratio for now. Although if the format changes later on, you're able to subtract from these guys over here and add in another Liss or another Moirik, really depending what the format's playing. So yeah, no, that's simply that.
And was Geonator great for you over the weekend?
Oh, she was excellent. She stole me 3 DPEs and not in the YCS there, but in a tournament previous, she actually stole me a Slifer the Sky Dragon. I couldn't make that up, man. That was the best thing ever, because then my opponent looks at me and goes, "Oh, I can't play under the Slifer now." It's like, yeah, it happened.
Oh my god. Alright, is there anything you want to say before we sign off here?
Well, I mean, besides the shoutouts and everything else, just thank you for everyone for giving me the support that you gave. All my friends and family, and to those who truly support me. Again, I would be nothing without my crew, so thank you all. God bless you.
Alright, that was wholesome. That was wholesome. And, alright, with all that being said, thank you for doing the deck profile with me, and congrats on the top, first after Swiss. I guarantee nobody expected Plunder would do that at this YCS. So it's cool to see, the deck list and everything. And with all that being said, the DB Grinder, signing off, peace, have a nice day, stay safe.